This is the double wall gas manifold of auxiliary engine. Below the double wall manifold, you have the gas admission valve itself. So now I will show you how to overhaul. So before opening any part of the gas admission valve, we need to make sure that it is already inerted. And normally your ship should have a procedure how to inert this area or the gas manifold of this dual fuel engine to make sure that it is safe to open. At first, we isolate the HT water because you need to drain the HT water for you to be able to take out this vent pipe. This vent pipe is connected on all unit of auxiliary engine. So you have to make sure that there is no water anymore on the vent pipe. Then we disconnected. Actually, this vent pipe is not connected to the gas admission valve, but hence it is a hindrance for us to have movement to be able to take out the gas admission valve for us to have a space for overhauling. So we need to take out that vent pipe, and now we can proceed by slowly taking out the manifold by one. So this is how we take out this. As you can see, this is a double wall manifold. So for overhauling, we have a complete set of O-rings, filters, and other parts that needed to be replaced. So as you can see from here, these have double O-ring here. This one is the inner one and the outer one. And down here should have a filter. So this is the valve housing. As you can see, there's a filter before going down to the gas valve itself. So now we will proceed by opening all the gas valve housing. And I hope by this video you will get an idea how to overhaul a gas admission valve. Normally you will have a maker's manual regarding overhauling and every details that you will need. This is also my first time overhauling this gas admission valve for 16,000 running hours, and it might have differences depends on your maker's manual. So depends on what makers you have for your auxiliary engine, for your dual fuel engine. At the end of the day, you will need to read your maker's manual regarding the overhauling of your gas admission valve of dual fuel engine. So now we will remove the gas admission valve from its housing. And by the way, we did not disconnect the wire, but we also isolate the power for this solenoid valve. And then we will now remove the solenoid valve and the gas admission valve from its housing. As I said, I did not disconnect the wire, so we have to change O-ring and seal ring and some other parts that necessary to change, just not too far away from auxiliary engine. And this is how it looks like when all the parts are dismantled. Normally, you have a special tools to push out this valve outside the housing. And same tools you need to use as well to push in the new valve inside the housing. That tools prevent misalignment or scratching the housing while you are installing the new valve or even taking out the old valve if you didn't use that tools. But anyway, if it's not available on board, you can modify this kind of tools. So this is how it looks like, guys, when I did the overhauling of this gas admission valve. So we'll replace this valve with the complete set, and we still use the housing. We will just need to replace the O-ring and properly clean the housing and making sure that it doesn't have any damage to prevent any leakage in the gas admission valve. First, of course, after dismantling the valve inside the housing, I clean the housing properly, making sure that it's well cleaned, and I replace O-rings and seal rings and some parts that necessary. And now I'm showing you, this is the new valve that we need to install. For 16,000 running hours of your gas admission valve, you need to replace the valve, of course. And this is what we have received. Actually, it looks like the valve of main air compressor, but way smaller, of course, very small, but it looks similar. So this is how it looks, and what I did to push the valve in the housing and to prevent not damaging or scratching the housing. So I use this Teflon to push it down. So I'm showing you the cleaned housing, and I properly clean, lubricate, and even blow with the compressed air to make sure that there is no dirt while putting the new O-ring and the new valve. Actually, this overhauling of the gas emission valve took around 3 days with one person assist. But anyway, most of the part, let's say this particularly the gas emission valve, I did it myself because this is my first time and I really wanted to make sure that everything goes well. A week before conducting this job, I already read and started reading the manual because I don't have any source except the manual. Nobody had did this on board yet because this is the first overhauling on board, and I don't have pictures or photos to look at too as reference, or I don't have anyone whom I knew that might have done already this overhauling. So, and now after overhauling the gas emission valve, we will put it back to the housing. And now we will put back the gas emission valve, and this one is already cleaned. And we will now install the new overhauled gas emission valve, and we will torque the bolt according to the manual. And if you notice, the coupling for the gas manifold is already installed as well because I asked my assist to already install it after replacing the O-ring and the filter. So this is how it looks on top. It has a filter and two O-ring in it, and it has a pin to make sure that it is aligned. So after making sure that everything had been replaced and we have replaced with new O-ring and that the O-ring is in good position, we will not put the solenoid. And of course, this solenoid need to be replaced with new O-ring as well. So you don't need to do a lot in this part except for replacing the O-ring. It has a tightening torque as well according to the manual, so you have to follow. It's a very small, you might need a very small tightening or torque wrench, very small torque wrench for this solenoid. So from here, we can double check everything, including the filter if it is in position, and O-ring, and also the pin here. It has a pin for the solenoid, you can see. So make sure that everything is in good position before proceeding to the next. Of course, the next one is the manifold. So here we did the tightening torque first for this coupling because you will not be able to properly tighten with the torque wrench that you have if you put the manifold first. You might find it most challenging in this part is putting back the manifold because you must be careful that the O-ring will not fall out while you are putting the manifold, because you must to align this manifold while you are installing it to make sure that you did not touch the O-ring while you are installing back the manifold. After installing all parts in the gas manifold, we can put back everything that we have dismantled, like this vent pipe, and we can proceed with readying the auxiliary engine for the leakage test.